Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back. So, you guys, if you're new here, you won't get this whole backstory, but I felt compelled to share the backstory about how we got here today. This is my first video on a brand new channel. I'm filming this now a few days before Christmas. So I had a YouTube channel here on YouTube all the way up until October of this year, 2022. And I had had that channel for 8 years. It was primarily about homesteading, and then it evolved into being just about gardening with some travel videos. Sometimes I would share information about my business or my real estate career, because I do own multiple businesses. But in October, my channel was stolen. It was hacked. My personal Gmail I'd had for 15 years was hacked, and it was just all taken away. At the time that this happened, I was going through a really major spiritual awakening / up leveling in my life. So a lot of things were already in complete disarray within my mind, but also in my life. My husband and I were separated at the time. You guys, there was just a lot going on. So the email got stolen. I tried to do everything I could think of to... That's gonna be too loud. So then whenever the hack happened, it really was like, okay, everything is crumbling all around me. This is insane. God is urging me to stop and listen. So that's what I did. I did not fight or resist losing my YouTube channel. I mean, obviously the first few days, maybe the first week, I was on the phone with Google and stuff, and I was trying to get things resolved. I quickly realized they were not going to be cooperative, and that I just needed to let it go spiritually. So I did. I did one post on Instagram and my Facebook page, Facebook gardening page, about what happened, and left it at that. And so now it's been almost 2 months, you guys, almost 2 months without having a YouTube channel. I would say, though, the only good thing about that is that it was at the end of the gardening season anyways. So content-wise, there wasn't much missed. But I really still dislike the idea that people who were a part of my community, my subscribers who were following along, it just all like fell off, like just an abrupt end. The channel name was changed. A lot of my videos were taken down, just from what I can see publicly as not being a subscriber of my own channel. And even I think I subscribed through like one of my kids' phones. It looks like there's about 36 videos left of the over 900 that I had filmed and shared there over the years. So that's sad, because that's also with some of our family travel videos. So anyways, let that go. In the process of this huge shift, you guys, my life has changed dramatically. You may notice that I'm not in the same place where you've ever seen me film inside before. This is my new office in my new home in a new town. So part of that whole unraveling that was happening to me prior to the hack was that I was just going through major shifts in my life. I was feeling like this really began for me in the spring of 2022. I began feeling pulled away from doing the huge garden, which if you were watching then, you know, I went from gardening on 7,000 square feet to just having my cottage garden, which was way, way smaller. And that really was an experiment for myself to see if I would still be happy with that, if I would be content. Because gardening for me is not about growing food. It's more of a spiritual practice. It's my happy place. It's how I relax. I love doing it. And I love connecting with nature and God in my garden. And that is the biggest reason why I garden. And so doing it in less square feet, I wanted to make sure I would still be satisfied with that. And I definitely was. Because my husband and I were separated, I began looking for a place to live. And living in rural Arkansas, there are not a ton of places to rent. Being a realtor and being able to afford to buy, I knew that was going to be my best option. And so I bought a house. And the house is amazing, you guys. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, because there will be house tour videos. I have not done hardly any filming since I've been in this house, but I have taken so many photos, you guys, so many photos. This house for me, ironic kind of serendipitous situation on how I found this house. I had actually been house hunting, and again, I am a realtor, so I was working for myself, you know, and finding a house. I had already been looking online for probably a week or a week and a half, and had a couple of favorites saved, was going to go and schedule those showings. I was not rushing myself. I was really taking time to find something right, because I knew this was a huge decision. I was moving 45 minutes away from family in our tiny town, but moving to a larger town where my oldest son goes to college, and where we come for a lot of our shopping, where we have doctors here and just things like that. So I knew that moving to town would make our lives so much easier in a lot of ways. We'd save a lot of gas, we'd save a lot of time, and we kind of go back to having the conveniences of living in town, with the pharmacy being close by, grocery stores close by, lots to do, just having food delivered, like, you know, fun things like that that aren't like the end all be all in life, but really do increase your enjoyment of life if you're being honest with yourself, okay? So anyways, I went online to look again before I went to go request the showings to the other two places. That AC is loud. You hear that? The video says 456 right now. That is serendipitous. I'm waiting for the air to kick off. All right, so we're back. Okay, so I was getting organized to see some houses to potentially buy. Went online one more time, and randomly, here was this house. And I was like, oh my God, this must be a brand new listing. This house looks gorgeous. I started looking through the photos, and 7 photos in, I fell completely, madly in love with this home. And I thought, wow, was this like just listed or what? And I went and looked, and it had been for sale for 4 months. Now, why I had never seen it before, no clue. But honestly, I believe that I just saw it at the right time for me. And I literally that afternoon was walking through this house and knew that this house was meant for me. This house is 140 years old. It is in the historic downtown area. It is on the National Registry of Historic Homes. And you guys, since I was 8 years old, I have been obsessed with architecture and historic homes. Like, that's what led me into real estate, is because I love homes. But the homes that I love the most, you guys, are craftsman style, mid-century modern homes built in, like, you know, 1900, 1910, whatever. This house was built in 1880 by a steamboat captain, and it is stunning. So stunning. Every room but one has all of the original woodworking. You can see the door there, original door knob. It looks like it's pearl or something. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's freaking gorgeous. I've got the glass knobs everywhere else in the house. This house is just amazing, okay? So the process, I'll probably do another video on a different channel at a later date about the process of this house, because to me it was very spiritual. And I am starting another YouTube channel, which I had actually just created before this hack, and of course I lost it with everything else. So I'm creating a spiritual channel that will follow along with and kind of be more, it's going to be all spiritual content, but it has to do with my spiritual life coaching business. And so you know, if and when that's up, the link will be below if you're curious. And because the process for this house is more about spirituality, coincidences, manifesting, things like that, I want to do a whole video about it over there. So for you guys here, I'm just going to tell you now what this new channel is going to be about. Is this 140-year-old home and my little urban garden, okay? So the house is in a town area. There are homes around me. However, it is on a corner lot. It is on a half-acre lot, and it has a really good-sized backyard. But this was one of those things that was more of a mental thing for me, is the house actually, the backyard actually has a swimming pool with a slide and a diving board. You guys, having been raised on the water, growing up in Heber Springs, Arkansas, I was a water baby from the very beginning. And then having spent 22 years living in Phoenix, Arizona, and having a pool, like all but 2 of those 22 years, I love water and I love swimming. I love having a pool. So when I saw, and their in-ground pools are not super common in this part of Arkansas. They just are not. They're really expensive to put in. So when I saw, I'm so excited. When I saw a 140-year-old historic home with original woodworking and an in-ground pool, you guys, I was freaking sold. Take my money. I want that, you know? And for me to be sitting here today in this house, I still, like, the gratitude just pours out of me because this is what I've always wanted. You know, and it's ironic that it all happened the way that it did at the time when my husband and I were separated, because even though we were separated, my husband is still my best friend. He has stayed my best friend throughout all of this. We love each other very deeply. We just had marriage issues. Our friendship is top notch, you guys. Our relationship with one another is amazing, but the marriage part of our lives was not working. We were having major difficulties we'd had the entire time we were together with blending our children. We have 7 altogether, and it was very challenging. Okay, now if you're a stepmom or you have a blended family, I'm sure you know. Nobody talks about it near enough, you guys. It's freaking hard. It's difficult. Okay, so we had issues there that weren't getting resolved. And when it came to our marriage, it didn't feel like you were really like teaming up, teamwork, whatever. And so I just had to eventually say, I've got to just step aside. Like, I've got to do something different. I felt called to leave my marriage, but no desire to find anyone else or get a divorce or anything like that. Just, I needed space from the situation in order to really kind of evaluate everything, spend time on my own, because I have spent a lot of my adult life on my own, not in relationships. I am perfectly content being alone. Being with someone is very different because it is a lot of work. And so I was struggling with all of that. And I'll just say, it was all on me, you guys. My husband was content with where everything was in our life, and I just wasn't. I knew things could be better. I knew things could be different, and if they couldn't be better, I didn't want to be a part of it, because I knew that things just were not going the best that they could for both of us and for all of our children. And so I stepped away. But we maintained our relationship and our friendship, and we are today actively working on our relationship. We are spending more and more time together. Throughout our separation, we still did everything the same with all of our kids. I went to my stepdaughter's like Christmas plays and shows and stuff. We celebrated Thanksgiving together, even though we were not together. And here in the next few days, we're going to be celebrating Christmas together, because our relationship with one another, the love we feel for one another, has never changed and has remained very important. It's just the living together, being husband and wife, that I knew we were doing wrong, and we needed to work on that. And we had tried numerous times to work on that while still doing what we were doing, and we just continued to fail at that. So I knew that something had to be really different. And for me, it meant moving 45 minutes away. And ironically, where I live now, 45 minutes away from where you used to see me always film videos, this is where 2 of his children live. So now myself, my boys, and 2 of his children all live in the same town, still 45 minutes away from him. And that has given him a ton of perspective on the choices we make in life and where we choose to live, where we choose to stay, where we're afraid to go, what we're afraid to do, and just different things like that. And so I know for a fact, and so does my husband, in the last few weeks, God has been working really hard in our lives to bring us back together, but at the right time. So that's what we're working on. And I'm just being really honest about that, because here it is. You know, I'm always really honest, you know, whether people like it or not. So anyways, so in the future, since this is like the welcome video for this new channel, I think I will go ahead and pop outside and show you where the garden will be. But I do plan on doing a video in detail here in the next coming weeks about my garden plan. I actually, like, before all of this, I had this house under contract before I lost the YouTube channel. And I was so pumped about this house that I created a content schedule for filming in this house and in the garden. I had a content schedule, you guys, booked all the way out to like March or April. Like, I was so pumped about everything I wanted to film here. Inside, remodeling, repainting, and by remodeling, I really just mean painting and redecorating, because that stuff is so fun. I'm not doing any drastic change other than paint. I love this house so much. And so, you know, and then now I've been here like 2.5 weeks, and this office I've repainted. This is a downstairs bedroom. It has windows that face out to the backyard, so I can see what will be the garden one day, as well as the pool and the patio cool decking area. There's an outdoor fireplace. There's a guest house, you guys. That's all just right out my window. So I told my kids they were not allowed. Neither one of them could have this room. This was Mom's second room. This is my office. And my actual bedroom is just like across the way. So the other 3 bedrooms are upstairs, and that's where the kids are. So anyways, I plan on doing a full video with you guys showing you, hey, here's the yard, and this is what I plan to do, because you guys have already drawn it out. I've got a map, I've got a plan. I'm gathering like debris and leaves and everything already over in a corner so I can do my deep mulch and all of my boxes from moving I saved, so that I can do like lasagna garden style, you know, and put my cardboard down to suffocate the grass that's over there. Anyways, and I'm really excited about it, but that's I probably won't do any of that until mid to late January, you know. I guess I'll take you outside and show you what it looks like. So this is the office behind me. We've got a couch there. I'm not even done decorating this place, you guys. I have a lot to do, and it's all been wonderful, but just very time consuming. So I'll show you the windows. Okay, so these are the windows out to the back. You can see the pool is covered. Gardening area is over there. And then if we move this way, you can see the outdoor fireplace. So that's what I get to look at all day, every day, and it's friggin' amazing. So this house also has a sun porch, which I just painted pink. So beautiful. So when I do a more conclusive video of going through things, you guys, I took a ton of before pictures. I'll show you all the before stuff, as well as the progression of any of these rooms that are like closer to done. Like this room's not even done. I finished the paint yesterday. I got my antique sofa moved back in here, and I got my plants and stuff and a cool new lamp. But the rug that's gonna be in here is not gonna be here for a few days, and I've not done pretty much any of the decor stuff. So this, you guys, so we have a courtyard, which is freaking amazing. Look at this. There's my truck. So this is where we park and we come in, and this is the guest house. So see, there's the garage. Again, that's where we park. Garage, guest house, fireplace. So thankfully this furniture came with the house, which is amazing. I've got to clean up the cushions and stuff, and everything needs a really good power washing. You can see there, but I do know how to do that, and I have a power washer, so it's going to be one of the first projects in the spring. Then we've got the pool, which is amazing. Okay, we've got this area. I'm eager to see how the traffic sounds living in town again. So love this pergola. And the lady who lived here was a garden lover like me. She left all this decor here. I'll just mention really briefly that the previous owner actually did pass away, and it was her relatives who inherited the home who sold it. So all of her stuff was still here. And when we were like negotiating the details, I said, hey, if it's easier for you guys in the moving process, feel free to leave all the garden decor, because I freaking love her style. And so they did. Look at this, like even little hangy things like this and this. I love it. Love it, love it. So cute. Whew. Anyways, this will be the garden, you guys, right here. Woo! So fun. So there is an RV gate there. That's the front. This is a pretty busy main road in the downtown area. of the historic district, and it's one way, so there's just a lot of people going this way. Let's see. So you can see there's the front of the house, you guys. Ah, so cute. Anyway, so front of the house, the vine on the chimney I've got to deal with. Giant magnolia tree with a tree house on it. And so this all right here is all front yard. So it's a pretty big front yard for being in town. So all this behind me is going to be vegetable garden, because there's plenty of room in the front yard and the front side yard for kids to play and stuff. And my kids are teenagers, so they don't really do that. So this doesn't need to be like any play space. It's freezing out here, you guys. So this is all, that's all going to be garden, which that'll probably be about the same size as my cottage garden last year. And then there's this area over here. It's got trash behind it, so don't judge. This is behind the garage and the guest house. There's more grass over there. That's an area where I kind of feel like if we get a dog in the future, I would like to train it to use that area. So it's not going in the garden or anything. Anyways, that's the plan. So, what? Can you believe it? You guys got to see that. Oh, I'm so excited. It's just so cold. Anyway, so no more outdoor stuff for a bit. Whew. I will show you one more sneak peek because it's amazing. And it's the old kitchen. Look at this original stained glass. Got this island here. It's just really nice. I mean, it's not like, you know, set up for filming or anything, but look at this, you guys. An original wood stove converted to gas. So I literally love this stove, but you can just turn a knob and you have to light it, but it like freaking works, and it's the only stovetop in here, and it's old and it's gorgeous and I love it. Someday when I do the tour in there, I really think that you'll love it. And then here is, all these windows are open, so it's really bright. But here's a peek at the living room. A little bright lighted peek. Got my gas fireplace on because you guys, it is really cold today. So back into my office. Anyways, thanks so much for being here, you guys. I still have so much to do, and I do hope to bring you guys along for all of that in the future. I will do some videos again, update videos on what projects have been done so far. I'll do a house tour, just kind of as is, nothing fancy, but how it is now. And then I'll also share a video with a bunch of the before pictures, like in what it looked like when we moved in, because it's so different. So anyways, thanks for being here and watching this video. I hope that you guys will subscribe and get ready for old house and garden content, because I am really pumped to share this new chapter in life with you guys. I'm really excited about all of it, and I love you guys and I miss you, and I hope that you're having a wonderful time, and I hope that you have a great Christmas. I know it's just right around the corner. Hopefully I'll post this right before Christmas. Oh, and I just hope that you feel blessed and warm wherever you are. I love you guys. Mwah.